We do the Spanish holidays and the American holidays.
Hablando un poco de español, mezclado con un poco de inglés. I mean, just a little bit of both worlds. Ese soy yo, that's me.
My love life, I like to keep in Spanish because it's a more romantic language. Is that embarrassing?
La música, it's huge for me. It's mi pasión. I was gonna go pro.
Soccer's my life. I meant family. Family's my life.
We got 400 channels, and this one only watches one of them.
You watch it too?
Yeah, I watch the news.
And?
Mira quien baila.
And?
Nuestra belleza latina. Those women are beautiful, though.
And?
Brad Pitt, he's so hot. But my Brad Pitt is William Levy. He's so good looking, oh my gosh.
When I see something in Spanish, you'll say, I know that they're talking to me. There is beautiful people, exotic settings. It's like my life.
No.
There's something different about sports coverage in Spanish.
They're like, go!
It connects me to what I want anywhere.
I watch them on my iPad.
Wait, is that the best friend's brother's cousin's wife?
Shh. I want shows wherever and whenever.
Whatever! What? She's my favorite singer.
Wow, 50 years. The world is moving so fast. And yet one thing really has not changed. The consumer has always been in control. You know, just over 10 years ago, it was as simple as whether they turned us on or turned us off. But with increased technology, today's consumers have more control than ever before. Now, they can pause, engage, share, create, and even shift time. And it has fueled their desire for one single thing: good content that is available anywhere and anytime they want it. And who is at the center of this digital and social media revolution? The Hispanic consumer. You see, after 50 years, Univision continues to maintain a 73% share of Spanish language television. You know, even if we go back several decades to when there were only 3 networks, none of them had a 73% share like we have today. The reason behind this mass appeal, it's our brand equity. See, millions of Hispanic Americans think of us in a category of one. We're a reflection of their own desire to evolve, change, and expand. In fact, Univision is the only domestic media company that is dedicated day in and day out to this consumer. And as a result, Latinos don't just consume Univision's content, we're part of their lives. They watch, they listen, and they interact with our content across all platforms. And thanks in part to our partnership with Televisa, we truly have a ratings weapon of mass engagement with Hispanic audiences throughout the United States. And that's why last year we beat NBC 195 nights in prime time. That's more than 1 out of every 2 nights. Ladies and gentlemen, Latinos live here. Listen, we understand your needs. We know the pressure is on for you to increase your sales and market share. And you need to do this with a flat or maybe even a declining media budget. So placing the right bets this upfront season will be critical to your success, and we're here to help. Recently, MediaVest told marketers that they should invest 10 to 15% of their upfront ad dollars in Spanish language media. And yet, many continue to look at Hispanic media as a segment or a niche, an afterthought once they've accomplished their so-called general market goals. The simple truth is this: there is a new American reality, and it is not what the general market used to be. With Hispanic consumers representing now at least 20% of your target market, our niche has become your opportunity. So I'm here today to recommend that you invest more of your upfront dollars with Univision. We're encouraging you to balance your plan. Now, what do I mean by this? Let me show you. Just last month, Univision was often #1 with young adults 18 to 34 in prime time on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Folks, these are your consumers, transitioning from single to married to parent. 3 life stages where their purchasing power is at its height. Think of it. New cars, new homes, new appliances, and all the new products that one needs to start a family. Young consumers live here. Now, beyond aging, the big 4 networks, they've got an additional challenge. Over 1/4 of their program hours are now being recorded for later viewing. And often, viewers are skipping the commercials. Meanwhile, 94% of Univision's programming is viewed live. Live programming. And that, my friends, is the power of our novellas and our sports. You know, when looking at recent live ratings, Univision now is #3 on Thursday and #1 on Friday with adults 18 to 49. So in other words, when you buy on Univision, you're actually reaching your Thursday and Friday night consumer when you want to reach them, not 3 days later. What a concept, huh? Are you reaching your consumer when you want to reach them? If not, I'd say it's time to balance your plan. All right, so we all know the holy grail for marketers today is to engage with consumers. And in order to do that, and well, at the risk of stating the obvious, you need to have a deeply engaged consumer. Well, make that a deeply engaged Latino consumer. We have twice the amount of online traffic as other networks. They're watching more, they're staying longer, and they're increasingly utilizing mobile as yet another way to engage with Univision, whether it's at home or on the road. In fact, consumer and advertiser demand for Univision's premium digital content has never been stronger, which is why later you'll hear from Caesar on just how we're meeting this demand for more video across every platform, be it your television, laptop, smartphone, or tablet. Engaged consumers live here. Okay, so we're bigger, we're younger, we're live, and we're more engaged. So how does Univision put this to work for our partners? One word: mobilization. The power of our Univision brand is our ability to mobilize our massive audience to take action, to make a purchase decision, to attend a movie opening, or even elect the next president. No other media company can say this. As an example, last holiday season, DreamWorks and Paramount came to us with a challenge: open their new animated film Puss in Boots to huge numbers. Well, we delivered the entire company to this challenge. And the results? DreamWorks attributed 35% of their opening weekend ticket sales to Univision. Let's take a look.
DreamWorks, Paramount, and Univision, an unprecedented partnership making Puss in Boots a record-breaking success with U.S. Hispanics. Integrations across multiple Univision properties, which included Univision Interactive Media, Univision Móvil, and local Univision radio and television stations, drove mass awareness and explosive excitement. Each and every tactic, from cast appearances to content integration, played a role engaging our audience and driving positive momentum and amazing box office results.
I know how to speak meow.
Meow. Univision can make your brand a star.
And that's just one example of how Univision can mobilize our Latino audience at the national and local level on your behalf. Oh, and by the way, Jeffrey Katzenberg personally called me to say that Univision had set a new benchmark for how they want to work with the media company. Univision, mobilized Latinos live here. All right, so who are we really talking about here? Are we talking about Spanish dominant, or are we talking about bilingual Hispanics? Well, we're talking about both. First, 68% of our primetime audience, Spanish dominant and bilingual, only watch Univision. This unduplicated audience is not watching any other network regardless of language. Second, if you look at just bilinguals, there's a myth going around, a myth that you can effectively reach Hispanics by buying select English language shows. You know, by shows like American Idol, Dancing with the Stars, or maybe even The Voice, and you're covered. Well, let me set the record straight here. If you look at a Nielsen ranker of the top 50 regularly scheduled shows among bilingual Hispanics, not one of them is on ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox. Not one of them. In fact, 48 of the top 50 shows among bilingual Hispanics are only on Univision. Simply put, you cannot reach Latinos en masse anywhere but Univision. The young, engaged, mobilized, unduplicated Latino that I have been talking about here today live here, period, the end. So, oh, there we go. Our plan is almost balanced here. So I'd like to close now where we began. You have flat, if not declining, media budgets, and yet you still need to increase your market share and grow your sales. The solution is so simple. Move 15% of your budget to Univision. In doing so, you'll optimize your media plan, you'll increase your reach, and you'll grow your sales. Now that's efficiency. And the bonus is that you attract a bigger, younger, live, engaged, mobilized, and absolutely unduplicated audience. Folks, 15%, that's all it takes. Okay. What do you know? We have a balanced plan. Now, anyone know what this balance represents? Just this year, in the next 12 months, the Latinos who live here will spend over $1 trillion. That makes us the 14th largest consumer economy in the world. Hardly a niche. Your brands need to live on this balance. Now, I know many of you are already doing this, and we thank you for that. But for those who aren't, I say to you, the single biggest risk that you can make walking out of here today is to just do what you did last year, and worse, maybe even the year before. So when the English language broadcast networks come to you this year asking for double-digit CPM increases despite flat to declining ratings, which they will, and the much smaller Spanish language networks come to you asking for an investment, which they will, remember what we just talked about here today. Remember this balance, and remember the power of Univision. Latinos live here. Thank you very much.
Ya cabimos todo.